Yeah, so today is day 4, September 5th, day 4 of showing up and the usual video journaling. And just as I posted on my Instagram story, I said that the videos moving forward, the videos will structured around major highlights of the day, key lessons of that day from reflections and interactions and executions from that day, and or standouts from whatever book I'm reading. Right now, the book I'm reading is Atomic Habits: Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. I just started a few pages or chapters in, and there's been a lot of major lessons that I have been applying. Today is a lazy day because it's my off day from work, so I had to. I was fagged out from a lot of work yesterday, so I slept. I didn't plan today, and there was really no itinerary for the day apart from recording for both pages, which I still haven't done. Then I had to head out to meet my mechanic, and I was on that. In addition, I reviewed the video I made yesterday and previous videos, and I realized that I need to work on, like I said, pace, which I'm working on. I need to also work on my filler words. I notice a lot of which this is even another filler word. So I need to work on that. But what I want to do today is share a major highlight. The major highlight today, there's really nothing because it's a lazy day, no task. But what I want to do is my evaluation from my speech is back. So for every speech, there's an evaluator who evaluates the speech you've given. So the evaluation is back, the comments, and I just want to read some of the comments. I met the VP membership, Kofo, who happens to be my neighbor, awesome lady, and her brother, who was just the immediate past president, Toba. And they advised me to already pick up another speech, so I'll look into that. But I want to review this speech and also what some of the things my mentor has said. Then if time permits, I will go into some of the lessons I've learned from Atomic Habits. So without much to do, let's go right into it. So the evaluation resource, I have it here and I'll put it up on the screen. What I'll go to straightforward is the general comment. Here's what my evaluator says. You excelled at. So there are 3 major things in the comments: what I excelled at, what I may want to work on, and what to do to challenge myself. What I excelled at, she says, I excelled at my vocal variation, engaging the audience, my comfort level. She says my speech had a definite opening, body, and close, which confirms that I have mastered the basic structure of a public speech. What I may want to work on. During the presentation, the needs of the virtual audience were not fully addressed. I recommend that in future hybrid meetings, equal consideration should be given to both the in-person and virtual audiences to ensure a more inclusive experience, which is true. It was an hybrid meeting, online and physical. So if you look at the speech, you will see that I paid more attention to people within my physical environment, and I didn't pay much attention to people in the virtual space. That's what she's speaking to here. Now, what to do to challenge myself? She says, I will love to see you refine your pacing on the stage, ensuring that each movement is deliberate and purposeful, since unfocused strides can inadvertently distract the audience. So these are I'd read them before and I completely agree. For majority of them, she rated me a 4 out of 5. Clarity is 4. Vocal variety is 4. Eye contact is 4. Gestures 4. Audience awareness 4. By the hybrid meeting, she would have given me a 3. Comfort level 5. Interest 5. I think my evaluator really did well. She paid attention and she did evaluate me well. And her name, which I forgot to mention at the beginning, is TM Ioma Achara. I hope I pronounced that well. In addition to that, the few things my mentor corrected, which I worked on, and some I hadn't done, is first of all, She said I should work on my pacing, which I'm being intentional about. She also says I should work on pronouncing my words properly, especially the N words. Because if you look at the speech, there were a couple of that. It was better than at first because the correction made me intentional about it. But for example, there was a part in the speech where I said tending to social issues, whereas it should have been social issues or social issues. Pronouncing it well, complete, not complete, and things like that. She also told me to work on not clasping my hands, which I tried to do. So I tried to use my hands more. So this is what, my evaluator gave me. This is what my mentor said. Then there was one other Toastmaster who passed me a note. I can't remember his name right now. Maybe upon uploading this. I kept this one close to me in my wallet because this is the first ever evaluation I've ever gotten, and it really touched me in that moment. It was just fresh after I had given my speech. So the person used the CRC method: commend, recommend, and yeah. So firstly, he said, your stage presence is remarkable. Your audience interest level is 100. Recommend, your speech was fast-paced and might need tonality. He also says, looks, aesthetics, use of metaphors and analogy. Great speech. Congratulations. Thank you very much, sir. I really hold this dear to heart, and it's always in my wallet as the first feedback I got from my first ever speech as a Toastmaster. So that's what it is to my evaluation. Then, what is something that I learned today before I go into the review of Atomic Habits? Something that I learned is what I'll call drugged mind. Drugged mind. How do I mean? First of all, let me get something that will be good to use for my thumbnail. Yeah. Apart from this being mainly for thumbnail purposes, I hope I caught that. I'm also a visual learner, and I like things that just really appeal to visuals, and I embrace them whenever I have the opportunity. So a couple of you might already know from my Instagram that I recently started taking boxing classes or trainings on Saturdays. Not because I want to box professionally, but for fitness purposes, mind training, and also because I come from a sports family. Everyone does sports. Now, in one of those trainings, there was a picture of an ATL man, an ATL coach. And during reflection and introspection, it came to my mind. I was looking at this man. This man shows up every Saturday, shows up every week, trains coaches. And I'm wondering, this man probably has been training or coaching for the past 40 years before the advent of social media, of phones, of internet, where like today we will have access to these things. We see motivational content and content that just spark discipline and references, people that we can reference. Whatever you want to do, you have mentors, coaches that you can reference, and you have access to their content. You can have access to them whenever you want. And I was thinking about how this man, before he had the luxury of what we had, how he was able to keep that discipline, to drive that motivation, have something that keeps him going, that keeps him showing up every other day, every other Saturday, training and doing all these things for many years up till now. He hasn't given up. Whereas we need to consume. It's not so much, I'm not talking about motivation or life advice that you can get from regular human interaction or life experiences. I'm talking about how much we need to consume them, how much we need to curate our social medias and follow these people and consume them to keep that drive and motivation and discipline and mindset and referencing going. And it just made me see how drugged our mind has been, such that we've gotten to a point where it has become difficult to develop these things from within and sustain them, right? Not that all those things don't work, right? But it's just how things have changed in a not so good way. How much we need to consume these things. How much we need to continue to put these mental pictures in our mind and see them to keep and drive that motivation. We no longer know how to do these things from within by ourselves. So that was just something I looked. That's just a lesson to add to a lesson for today, and it's something that I'm just looking to work on how, to find a reason to keep that discipline from within, to develop that discipline for within. And yeah, that's just a lesson, really. That's just a lesson, something that I was thinking about. I haven't completed that thought to give it an ending, a closing. So yeah, that's that about that. I'm not sure if I'll review Atomic Habits today. I don't think I have much time for that because I'm trying not to make the videos so long. But maybe I might just take one or two notes from what I read in the book. Then moving forward, I'll be more intentional about allocating time to that. Yeah, so gloves off, back to the book, Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. This was written by James Clear. And yeah, it's in the name, it's about making tiny changes that now end up rippling into remarkable results. Now, what I want to take out from a few things that I've taken out, I've taken quite a number of notes, but one of the things that the writer was introducing early on was the need for systems, right? About how we're quick to set goals of things we want to do, habits we want to achieve, but we do not place systems around it. And there was a particular quote he said, which I want to read. Yes, it said this. James Clear says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." And when I look at my life, systems are things that I've put in place. When I try to plan for my year or plan just create objectives for things I do, I tend to implement systems. I tend to look at it from a system base, what I intend to be doing, the habits I intend to be doing, because I know that if I do all of these things, if I show up every day, the end goal would be profitable. And this is the same reason why I schedule my week, and I schedule my week and try to bring that into what I do for the day, because I realize that once I have a schedule, which is in itself a form of system, it keeps me accountable and it helps me achieve more what I want to do, rather than just having a mental picture of I want to have done this by the end of the day. So yes, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. So if you're having issues achieving a particular goal of something you intend to do, create systems around it, systems that will help you. If you have prayer problem, let's say praying, for example, maybe get a prayer partner. That's a system. Someone will call you while it's easy for you to get lazy, or to the gym, get a gym partner. While it's easy for you to say I'm not stepping out today, when you don't have that drive and your gym partner has that drive, the person can say, "Bros, let's do this thing," or it just gives you some sort of push. Another quote that I like is, it says, "Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become," which is true. Whether you want to develop a good habit or you want to put an end to a bad habit, it says every action you take is a vote. If you take an action towards a bad habit, you are voting that you are that person. If you're trying to stop drinking, if you're someone who drinks a lot, each time you pick up a bottle of alcohol to drink, you are voting that you are a drunkard. But if you want to develop a habit, let's say you want to read a book, each time you get the nudging to read a book and you pick up a book to read, you are voting that you're a reader. And over time, those actions that you do, they compound. And then the last one I'll take for today is this. Yes, it is easy to repeat bad habits. It is hard to form good habits. And where you want to get to as a person is to flip that, to swap this, whereby it becomes hard to repeat bad habits and becomes good. It becomes easy for you to form good habits. And what I like about this book is the structure in which the writer has laid down this book. So in the following chapters, it begins to talk about how to create those systems, how to create a good habit and how to break a bad habit. So maybe next time we will talk about that. So today is day 4, 5th of September, and I'm bringing this video to a close. So what are the things we've done today? Talked about how the major highlight today was really nothing, because nothing was planned. It's just a day to relax but still show up. How we looked at the evaluation of my speech from my mentor, from the evaluator, and from a fellow Toastmaster. Looked about put up more speech. Look about a major lesson that I reflected for the day about the coach, the boxing coach, and then we did a review of Atomic Habits. I think that's good. I think in all of that we can find something to make up for a title. So we've come to the end of today to video journaling, to showing up, to tracking progress, to doing something meaningful with time. And over time, the purpose of this page will become more intentional and better. Just hang in. You'll find out how long this video journaling will take. I remain your neighborhood travel captain, Mayor of Luabi.